व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितान्येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलान् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः। वन्दे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य नित्यानन्दो सहोदितो गौडोदये पुष्पवन्तो चित्रौ शम्दो तमोनुदो जयतां सुरतोर्पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतेर्गतिः मदसर्वस्वपादाम्भोजो राधा मदनमोहनो आराध्यो भगवान् ब्रजेशतनय तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण या कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेमोपमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्र दरो न परः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। I welcome you. Do not offer garland, but I welcome you. Yeah, especially to attend this Bhagavatam session. Prabhupada gave us this Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. He has given us this seva, Nityam, every day. We recite Bhagavatam. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Prabhupada ki. So this morning we reading from Canto 10, chapter 60th, text number. Says 39 here. No. Yeah, okay, 39. Please repeat.
1060, 39 is on the board.
Yeah, okay, good. Thank you. tvam nyasta-daṇḍa-munibhir gaditānubhāva ātmātma-daś jagatām iti me vṛtosi. hitvā bhavad-bhruva udīrita-kāla-vega dhvastāśiṣo bja-bhava-nāka-patīn kuto-nye. tvam nyasta-daṇḍa-munibhir gaditānubhāva ātmātma-daś jagatām iti me vṛtosi. hitvā bhavad-bhruva udīrita-kāla-vega dhvastāśiṣo bja-bhava-nāka-patīn kuto-nye
nyasta-daṇḍa-munibhir gaditānubhāva ātmātma-daś jagatām iti me vṛto hitvā bhavad-bhruva udīrita-kāla-vega dhvastāśiṣo bja-bhava-nāka-patīn kuto
Others? Your mother?
Not others, mothers.
Give a try. Someone. Tvam, you, nyasta, who have renounced danda, sannyāsī staff, munibhiḥ, by sages, gadita, spoken of, anubhāvaḥ, whose prowess, ātmā, the Supreme Soul, ātmā, your own self, daḥ, who give away, cha, also, jagatām, of all the worlds, iti, thus, made by me, vṛtaḥ, chosen, asī, you have been, hitvā, rejecting, bhavat, your bhruvaḥ, from the eyebrows, udīrita, generated, kāla, of time, vega, by the impulses, dhvasta, destroyed, āśiṣaḥ, whose hopes, abja, lotus-born, Lord Brahmā, bhava, Lord Shiva, nāka, of heaven, patīn, the masters, kuto, word then of anne, others. Translation and purport by followers of Srila Prabhupada. Knowing that the great sages who have renounced the sannyāsīs proclaim your glories, that you are the Supreme Soul of all the worlds, and that you are so gracious that you give away even your own self. I chose you as my husband, rejecting Lord Brahmā, Lord Shiva, and rulers of heaven, whose aspirations are all frustrated by the force of time, which is born from your eyebrows. What interest then could I have in any other suitors? There's no interest in anyone else other than you. Purport. This is Queen Rukmini's refutation of Lord Krishna's statement in the text 16th of the same chapter, 60th. What we are reading here this morning is a refutation of Krishna's statement in the text 16. This chapter is Krishna teases Rukmini, teasing Krishna, joking with Rukmini. That's the chapter. And this is in Dwarka, and there's a dialogue in the living room or even bedroom of the Lord. And Dwarkadhish and Rukmini are having samvad, not samvad, vivad. The teasing, joking, some light conversation is on. So, what Krishna, Dwarkadhish had said earlier in text 16th, which we'll get to that. This verse is a refutation, response of Rukmini. There, Lord Krishna said, in 16th verse, Krishna said, Bhikshubhihi shlaghitam mudha. I am glorified by beggars. Krishna, I am glorified by beggars. And Rukmini already has said in this verse, those beggars are munis, paramahamsas that you are talking about, those beggars. They are not ordinary beggars, they are very exalted personalities, they are munis, paramahamsas. And they glorify. But Queen Rukmini points out that those so-called beggars are actually sages in the Paramahamsa stage of life. Sannyāsīs who have reached the highest level of spiritual advancement, thus given up sannyāsī rod. Paramahamsas are those, they don't have to follow rules and regulations. Carrying dand is a rule for sannyasi, but at one stage, an advanced stage, he may not carry dand. For those who have renounced even dand, in renounced order they even renounce the dand, renounce the rules and regulations. Should I say that? No, maybe not. I had just taken sannyasi in 75 right here in the courtyard of Krishna Balram Mandir. Prabhupada handed me dand and also saffron robes. So following that sannyasi initiation, I had gone to Mayapur during Gaur Purnima festival. And I joined the morning walk. My dand was my passport to get into the morning walk. Not anybody could just join the morning walk. You had to be somebody. So I was sannyasi now with dand. So I was allowed the entrance into the morning walk. So, this is not the topic, but so Prabhupada was walking on the rooftop of the Lotus building. So I climbed up and I saw Prabhupada and others were coming forward, and I was from opposite direction. I was approaching the party. I offered my obeisances and I was about to join, and Prabhupada said, "Here comes Paramahamsa." He was chastising me, but he was rebuking me, but in a humorous way. So first of all, I did not understand why Prabhupada calling me Paramahamsa. So gradually Prabhupada, during that morning walk, he explained 4 stages of sannyas order. Starts with kutichak and bahudak and parivrajak and paramahams. And Paramahams is the one he doesn't have to follow rules and regulations. So I was wondering what rules I had broken. And I realized my clothes, which I had dyed and put on in month of December, by March, they had faded. Those days we did not have a chemical dye. We used to have the mitti, what do you call it? Rock dye. So my clothes had faded and they were not bright saffron, and almost they were looking like a whitish. So I had broken that rule. So Prabhupada, here is someone who is breaking the rules. He's wearing saffron, instead of saffron, wearing white clothes, almost white clothes. Here comes Paramahamsa. So from that day, I made sure my clothes are always saffron, bright saffron. Haribol. Right. Lord Krishna also made 2 specific accusations against his wife in text 16. He said, Vaidarbhya etad avijñāya, my dear Vaidarbhi, you are not aware of the situation. and tvaya dirgha samikshaya, because you lack foresight. In the present verse, Rukmini's statement, iti me vṛto asi, indicates, I chose you knowingly. I chose you as my husband because you possess the above mentioned qualities. It was not a blind choice at all. Let's see what we'll talk this more to understand this purport or this accusation or this response, in fact, Rukmini's response. Rukmini further mentions that she passed over lesser personalities like Brahmā, Shiva, and rulers of heaven because she saw that even though, materially speaking, they are great personalities, they are frustrated by the powerful waves of time which emanate from the eyebrows of Lord Krishna. Therefore, far from lacking foresight, Rukmini chose Lord Krishna after an exhaustive appraisal of the entire cosmic situation. Thus, she lovingly rebukes her husband here. They are rebuking each other. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti interprets Rukmini's mood as follows. My dear husband, your accusation that I lack foresight indicates that you did not know my deep insight into the situation. Actually, I chose you because I knew of your true glories. All right. So Vaidarbhi was, well, I already said it. She was addressed by Dwarkadhish as Vaidarbhi. Vaidarbhi tada vigyaya. Why is he called Vaidarbhi? Because he was born in Vidarbha. Vidarbha is a part of Maharashtra state. It was known as Vidarbha then, and it is known as Vidarbha now. And for your information, I would like to proudly mention that Rukmini was born in our preaching zone, or our management zone. Place is called Kundinpur, where King Bhishmak, she is also known as Bhishmak Nandini because she was a daughter of King Bhishmak. So born in Vidarbha, she is called Vaidarbhi. As Lord Krishna spent a lot of time in Gujarat, in Dwarka, Gujarat. So a lot of people or Gujaratis would like to call Krishna. Krishna is Gujarati. Similarly, we Maharashtrians, we say, oh, Krishna is Anath. Rukmini is Maharashtrian. She belongs to our state. Here I am saying, she belongs to our preaching zone. Rukmini Mayaki. So it's mentioned here that hitvā, she rejected bja-bhava-nāka-patīn. He avoided or rejected Brahmā, rejected Bhava, that is Shankar, Shiva. Nāka-patīn, Nāka means heaven, Patīn means masters, controllers. And that could be Indra, but this is in plural, so it could also mean all the demigods, very powerful demigods. They were all hitvā, they were all rejected by her. And she went for Krishna, Dwarkadish, as her choice. She made the choice. When I read this, I was wondering, when did Rukmini rejected Brahma and Shiva and Indra? And I was reminded of the past time when churning of the ocean took place. And different ratnas, jewels were emerging, one after the Airavat, and you name it. This one and that one, and Balchandra and Kaustubh-mani. The eighth item that emerged was Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is also known as a daughter of ocean, because they were churning the ocean. From the ocean she was born. And as she was born, she appeared. She was going to select her husband. And she had a garland, varamala, in her hand. And as she was, and the place was full of demigods there, for demons also were there. And they were all, their mouths were kind of watering. Oh, if I could have her, if I could have her. And as he was proceeding with the garland, could be, it's coming to me, it's coming to me. And she was avoiding Brahma, she avoided Shankar, she avoided Indra, she avoided. And she went all the way to Narayan. Narayan also was present there. Name of the incarnation present. What's the name? Anyone remembers? There's a special name. Ajit was there. So she offered her garland to Ajit, who is Dwarkadish, who is Krishna. Rejecting hitvā, rejecting this one, that one. I rejected even Brahma and Shiva and Indra. What to speak of Shishupal and Dantavakra? Forget it, what you're talking about. So this Lakshmi's emergence from the ocean, or born from the ocean, this appeared. Just take a quick note. I just took a note of this. The item was eighth item in the series emerging from the ocean, from the churning, eighth item. And this is mentioned in 8th canto, 8th chapter, 8th verse of Bhagavatam. And on the top of that, there are also Ashta-Lakshimis. There are 8 kinds of Lakshimis are also there. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Just for so Bhishmak was a Rajarshi, saintly king, and so many rishis and munis, they used to come to his assembly and reciting the glories of the Lord. They used to go visit Dwarka, spend time with Dwarkadish, take darshan and this and that one. Even Narad Muni, as you know, he was visiting Dwarka, even visited every home. Anyway, he did that later on, but earlier also he must have visited before the marriages have taken place. And from there, from Dwarka, they would travel to Kundinpur, Vidarbha. And all that they had seen, those darshans and realizations of the Lord and the glories of the Lord, all about His Naam, Roop, Gun, Leela, Dwarka Dhama ki. They used to share all that in the assembly of Bhishmak. And Rukmini was a little girl, little daughter. She also used to hear all those narrations with rapt attention. Attention here. Oh, those who glorify me, those who worship me, they're beggars. That is what Lord had said to Rukmini. Those beggars were Shukla Goswami beggars, or Narad Muni like beggars. Those rishis and munis now in Kundinpur and chanting the glories of Dwarkadish. Guna Sriyaha hearing Grahat Agatair Tam Sadrashimpatim, those who are arriving rishis and munis, them cease to hear about Mukunda Dwarkadish. As a result, she has made up her mind. If I ever get married, and for sure I'm going to be getting married, all the boys should stay single, brahmacharis, and all girls should get married for a So marriage is kind of must for the girls. So by hearing about Dwarkadish, she had made up her mind. My pati would be that Dwarkadish only. No one else. She had made up her mind, which is mentioned in this verse. She had taken a vow. If I ever get married, I'm going to be married to Dwarkadish. So she was kind of well informed decision. She was not blindly, she had accepted, or whimsically, or it wasn't a love at the first sight. That's it. Love at the first sight. I just saw her on the beach, and I just fell in love with her and got married. Or not much thought went into it. I just went ahead. The difference between Shreyas and Preyas. Shreyas and Preyas. So Rukmini's decision was firm, and it was for years together she had been hearing about Dwarkadish from all these munis and rishis, great sages coming to Kundinpur, and she had made up her mind. And Shukadeva Goswami, who is narrating this pastime, he just mentioned about Rukmini making up her mind. But the next sentence, he talks who else also had made up his mind that he would, if he ever gets married, and he's going to be getting married, Krishna is going to be getting married, I will be marrying Rukmini. Tam buddhi lakshana audarya rupa shila gunashrayam. Tam, that Rukmini. So those sages, after visiting Kundinpur and also taking darshan of Bal Rukmini. Which Rukmini? Bal. She's a little baby girl Rukmini. And by influenced by her radiance and glories and realizing her personality, exalted personality, then they used to return to Dwarka, and now all that they had seen and heard about Rukmini, they used to share that in Dwarka, and in the audience used to be Dwarkadhish himself. Krishnascha sadrashim bharyam samudvodhum manodadhe. As Rukmini had made up her mind, saying, Sadrasham patim. Husband like, are you seeing something there? Oh, it's, I didn't read. Okay. It is just appearing. Oh, there's someone helping hand here. So Rukmini says, Sadrasham patim. Husband like Dwarkadhish. And Rukmini says, Sadrashim bharyam. Bharya means wife. Wife like Rukmini, manodadhe. He had also made up his mind. Well, Krishna says, I have no qualities. While he was teasing or joking, I have no qualities. I'm just still those beggars. They still glorify me. I say how much qualified and glorious I am. I have no qualities. But when Rukmini wrote a letter to, finally the marriage when marriage date was finalized. Just see. Rukmini wanted to marry Krishna, Dwarkadhish. I think everyone else in the family, including father, and she had 5 brothers. She had 5 brothers. And parents and others. They were okay. They were okay. But one person was not okay with it. And that was Rukmi. Rukmini's brother is Rukmi. And he wanted his sister to be married to Shishupal. Probably he thought, oh, Shishupal is full of qualities. It's good qualities. Krishna has no qualities. Who is Krishna? Forget it. I want to marry my sister with Shishupal, who was the arch enemy of Krishna. So when parents and the family goes along with the decision of eldest son, Rukmi, as Duryodhana also would finally agree with whatever Duryodhana says. Okay, he used to go along. Of course, Dhritarashtra and Bhishma cannot be compared like that. But they're playing that kind of role. They went along with the decision of Rukmi, and the marriage is all planned, and marriage is going to take place just in 2 days from now, and Rukmini is of course not going to marry anyone else but Dwarkadhish ke. So what to do? So she sat down, she wrote a letter, she pouring her heart. And that letter is, the contents of the letter are available in Bhagavatam. Shukdev Goswami kind of reproduced word for word. Such a great memory of Shukdev Goswami. Whatever Rukmini had written in the letter, I don't know how these things work. Shukdev Goswami had access to that letter. And he repeated that letter while sharing this with King Parikshit. Rukmini wrote a letter and he read out, he spoke the contents of that letter. And this is also, must be one of the first love letter. You hear about love letter? Love letter. This is Rukmini's love letter. And in there, the very first statement that Rukmini makes, there are 7 statements, there are 7 paragraphs in that letter. 7 verses are there. The first thing she says, Shrutvā gunān bhuvana sundara shanvatam te. I heard about the gunan, qualities of you. Krishna, Dwarkadhish is talking to Rukmini in their palace, in the bedroom. She said, I have no quality, quality less, I have no qualities. You better accept someone else with the qualities, qualified. But Rukmini said, no, I heard of your qualities. There's no end to the qualities. I have been hearing day in and day out from this sage and that sage and from this shastra, this sadhu. Shrutvā gunān bhuvana sundara. So how could Krishna say, I have no qualities? This is a joke, right? This is a joke. This is a joke. So Rukmini is exposing Krishna. What are you talking about? No qualities. And she said, I chittam patrapam me tvai achyuta vishati. By hearing and hearing, karna vivarai harato angatapam. By hearing those glories or glorious pastime and qualities, I was pacified and became kind of cool-headed. Harato angatapam. Tava katha amritam tapta jivanam kavibhina Shravana mangalam srimadatam bhuvi grananti te bhurida jana. So I heard qualities, tons of your qualities, and I became convinced. My mind was now going towards you all the time. My chitta was running, my consciousness was running to you. Mat chittaha. Krishna says in Bhagavad, Mat chittaha madagata pranaha bodhayantaha parasparam kathayantasya mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. As one hears the katha, tava kathamritam tapta jivanam, the life on fire is extinguished, that fire is extinguished by this kathamrit gunānuvarnan, description of the qualities of the Lord. And my heart was running to you, my consciousness was running to you, my consciousness was kind of glued down to you. I had become kind of shamelessly I was letting everyone know that I love you, my Lord. So in fact, so this letter Rukmini wrote and handed it over to a Brahmin, a confidential Brahmin. Go! Where? Go to Dwarka and do the deliver this letter, which he did, and which was read out to Dwarkadhish. And when he read that letter, you know what did Dwarkadhish say? His first response was, if her heart was running to me and her consciousness was getting glued down to me, says, Tata ahamapi tat chitto nidram cha na labhe nishi. You know, my dear Brahmin, this is something Dwarkadhish should not have disclosed, but he also has become kind of shameless. And he couldn't hide. He said, you know, I lie down in the bed at night. It's 11 o'clock. I'm not sleeping. It is 3 in the morning. No sleep. Oh, what happened? He said, I used to have sleepless nights. These days I'm having sleepless nights because all night long I'm thinking of no one else but that Rukmini. This is Tata Aham. So as he reads, my dear Lord, my mind is running to you. I'm thinking, manmana bhavamada bhakto. I'm thinking of you. I have become your devotee. I'm worshipping you, offering my obeisances unto you. So this is Dwarka. That's me too. The same thing happening to me. So not only Rukmini had made up her mind to get married with only Dwarkadhish, but that also was the determination and vow, and that was on the mind of Dwarkadhish, if I ever get married, only Rukmini. So how could he say? First of all, I have no qualities, and you better find someone else. Doesn't make sense, right? Makes sense. Confirm. He also had said, Dwarkadhish, that you are not very far-sighted. You don't think into the future. distant future, just immediately whatever's happening around and now and here. Probably you thought of this, that, and you decided to marry me. You're not very far-sighted. You don't take everything into consideration and jump to the conclusion. But this is not true either. Because in the same letter, Rukmini has written something for which she has been glorified as a very clever and very good at the strategic planning. When you make a plan or have a vision, you immediately think of, to realize this vision, this could be the stumbling block. This could stop me from realizing this dream or realizing my vision. So one thing was, she had written in the letter that now she's sending the Brahmin with the letter, and she's confident that avashya rakshibe Krishna is a sign of or symptom of surrender. Krishna for sure will protect me, certainly will come over. That was the appeal in the letter. You have to rush, you have to run. Come fast, only 2 days to go. And she was confident that Krishna would definitely come. So she writes in the letter that when you come, probably you will think that I am going to be in the palace. And I'm in the palace and you have come. The Shishupal and others are also going to be keeping an eye on. They are also anticipating your arrival to come and get me or kidnap me. Or they'll come with the big armies. The marriage party, they'll come with the big armies. Hari Hari. And in fact, Krishna had left with no army, only with the Brahmin. In the evening, they left for Kundinpur. And the next morning, in Dwarka, when Balaram woke up with everyone else, she probably rang the bell of Dwarkadhisha's palace. There was no response. Open the door, open the door. Well, finally, doors were opened. May I see Dwarkadish? No, he's not here. He's gone. And Balaram here. He must have gone to Kundinpur. Balaram is Sarvagya, he knows everything. And Dwarkadish has gone to Kundinpur and he knows, he takes the stock of the situation instantly. And he has, and for sure, lots of others, they must have come, Shishupal and others, Dantavakra, and this one and that one with the big armies. And Krishna has gone with no army, so Balaram immediately got little army, small army together. Destination, Kundinpur. And soon, right behind, Balaram also appears with the army. So anyway, Rukmini was thinking, I'm going to be in the palace, and you are thinking that to get me, you have to come into the palace. But there could be killing, bloodshed. My palace, my father's palace could be a battleground. I know you would not be killing my relatives, but you will be certainly killing others, the demons. But I would not like this certainly happen. not in the palace. So in the letters he mentions, our meeting point, I will tell you, Lord. For the Lord had not thought of this. He had just come. Even Dwarkadish is like a short-sighted. Something that even Dwarkadish had not thought of. Oh, what if I had to go into the palace and the army entering and killing, and how could this be avoided? Krishna had not thought of this, but Rukmini had in advance thought of this. Very clever, very smart princess. And she had mentioned, in our family tradition, we go to our Devi, Kula Devata, Amba, Mataji's worship. So that is where I will go. I'll be offering prayers as I had offered prayers to Katyayani on the banks of Jamuna here. Please give us Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi Patim Me Kurute Namaha. All the gopis, in fact, including Radharani, they all had been praying to Katyayani, please let us have Nanda Gopa Sutam, son of Nanda Maharaj, as Patim Me Kurute Namaha. We offer our obeisances to you again and again, O Katyayani. Please let us have Nanda Gopa Sutta, son of Nanda Maharaj, as our husband. Now, and as a result, we know those gopis are going to be taking birth all over 16,108 of them, and they are going to be married by Krishna, and their desires are going to be fulfilled. And now here, Rukmini is the first of those 16,108. She's the first chosen wife to be wife of. So although this is definitely going to happen, but still, just to make sure, Rukmini is one more time. Same Katyayani has appeared now. Oh, she's already there in Kondinpur, and so she mentions, I will be going to Katyayani's, Amba's worship, and as I return, I'm out of there. On the way back to the palace, this is where you have to catch me, get me, catch up with me. This is the meeting point, okay? You understand? Yes, I do. So, as I mentioned so much, I would like to say that the kidnapping of Rukmini, as she did the worship of Amba, Katyayani, same prayer was offered, Patim Me Kurute Nanda Gopa Sutam Devi, Patim Me Kurute Namaha. And it is also mentioned, well, Shukadeva Goswami mentions that Rukmini was walking with her feet, on her feet, using her feet to go to the feet of Amba. Rukmini is using her feet to go to the feet of the deity Amba. While she was doing this, she was thinking, Rukmini was thinking of the lotus feet of Dwarkadish. You understand, these 3 feet, her feet, she is using to go to the feet of Devi, deity Devi, but she is thinking of the lotus feet of Dwarkadīṣa. So after the worship, as she is out, and by this time, all those warriors, this is a marriage party, Shishupal, they are both lined up on either side of that road. They knew that Rukmini is going to be coming out. They wanted to take darshan. But it's not a devotional darshan. They have kind of mentality of like a Ravan, or they are Ravanas, Shishupal. In fact, Ravan becomes Shishupal. Something like that. A Ravan of Ram's times, the Treta Yuga becomes Shishupal in Dwapar Yuga. So they had lined up, and as Rukmini she wanted to return to the palace, but she knew for sure that day she will not return to the palace. In the middle, on the way to the palace, Dwarkadīṣa is going to come and get me, take me away, and bring me back to Dwarkadāma. So where that stealing happened, or kidnapping happened between the temple of Devi, Amba, and the palace, that happened on the property of ISKCON Kundinpur. In Kundinpur we have ISKCON. But Prabhuji बैठे हैं, अक्रूर के बेटे हैं. This Prabhuji is from ISKCON Kundinpur. Oh, okay. Here's our president of ISKCON Kundinpur, Akrur Prabhu. We have managed to get a big property. We have 5 acres of land, and we made sure we have a big piece of land. And that kidnapping of Rukmini happened on our land. You would say, what is the proof? The proof is, it is all confirmed. On our property there are trees, 5 kadamba trees. There's a good chance that in entire Vidarbha, there are no other place there are kadamba trees. Only on our property. We thought about this. Akrur also was thinking about this. And we concluded that day Krishna was wearing garland of kadamba flowers by endeavoring to get Rukmini into the chariot and all that. Some of the flowers fell on the ground there, and they grew up into the trees. What other explanation could there be? So on that very spot we are building Rukmini Dwarkanath. Rukmini Dwarkanath Mandir in Kaundinyapur K, where we'll be depicting all kidnapping pastimes, Krishna kidnapping pastime. Of course, Balaram also, Krishna and Balaram both were there, and Rukmini there. Hari Hari. So sometimes come, you are all invited to ISKCON Kundinpur K. In the past, I used to bring devotees on a Maharashtra tour after Brajamandal Parikrama. We arranged 15, 20 times we brought the tours of devotees from after Kartik, after Brajamandal, going to Maharashtra. And every time we went to Maharashtra with that group of devotees, for sure we used to go to Kundinpur and then later on Pandharpur also. Hari Hari. So then later on in Dwarka, Dwarkadish and Rukmini were happily married. And that was the first grand marriage ceremony of Lord with the first Rukmini, first Queen Rukmini Maya ki. What more? Gaur Premanande, Hari Go. Hari Hari.
Lokanath Swami Maharaj.